It's a great day. Welcome, all my CEOs, to the CEO Sales Huddle. Every single day, or I should say once upon a time, there were three friends that got together and they found what they thought was the perfect shoe for boating, by the way. And they thought it had potential. Say, wait a minute, we like this shoe. This is a pretty cool shoe. We can use it for a lot of different things. But there was a major problem. While they liked the shoe, they thought it was cool for boating. A number of folks they introduced the shoe to, they thought the shoe was ugly and they needed a way to make it popular. Now, here's the interesting fact. The material that they were using back then was a special material called Croslite. And Croslite was this special type of plastic that made it super light. It made it comfortable. It made it easy. But even with this great invention, the shoe just wasn't selling. Why? Because their market, the buyers, they were interested in a shoe that looked good, not just felt good. Have you ever faced a challenge in your business where you're trying to explain to your target audience that this is a great idea, but they're seeing something entirely different? So the three friends decided to focus on what made their shoe unique. Now, here's what they did. They really changed their sales message for their target audience. They highlighted, yes, it's light. Yes, it's comfy. Yes, you can use it a lot of different ways, but they also added something called Jibbitz. And what that did is that made it cool. It was like the special type of glitz and little charms they could put on it to make it really, really cool. So they built this strong sales message coupled with a strong sales strategy. When they linked the brand all together, they found they weren't getting as much resistance. And so for sales professionals, for CEOs, one lesson is clear. You need a unique selling proposition that goes with your sales message. You need a sales strategy, and you got to play to the strengths that you have, and you got to make sure you communicate those to your target audience, not persuade them, not convince them, not make them do something they don't want to do, but give them what they're looking for so it's clear inside of your sales message and your sales strategy. So what's my big takeaway for CEOs they can learn from Crocs? Well, the big takeaway is, number one, have a sales strategy. Number two, focus on a sales message that not only solves a problem, but makes their life better or their business grow faster, easier, with less effort. You do that, and you will see your sales go up, 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 and away. With that being said, my name, by the way, is Shay Brown. Welcome to the CEO Sales Huddle. Every single morning we get together, and we're on a mission. And our mission is to make sure that we're focused on sales. And that is our mantra. Our mantra is this: focus on sales. So when you show up every single morning, we're not saying you got to convince people or persuade people or make people do what they don't want to do. What we're saying is you got to at least have a little focus on sales. So thanks for inviting me in your living room. Thanks for having me on your tablet. Thanks right now. Maybe I'm on the iPad, or maybe I'm in your ears. Maybe you're just listening to the podcast. But one thing you are, we know for sure, is that you're focused on getting the sales results you're looking for. So repeat these words after me, which is our mantra, which is, if you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business. And there's an easy why to that, but there's an easy why. It's because sales is the oxygen for every great business in history. So without sales, there's always more money going out, well, than there is coming in. And the message remains the same. The message remains clear. And that is, selling is serious business. Selling is serious business. Selling is what is really serious business. And then as a CEO, we have our pledge. And our pledge is learn, earn, and return. And every morning we like to say our pledge to our sales team, to all of our clients. And here it is from a CEO perspective. Repeat the pledge after me. I have to learn something new in order to earn new revenue from current clients in order to make new and old clients return. So I've got to learn, I've got to earn, and I've got to return. Oh, doesn't that sound great? Doesn't that sound amazing right there by itself? And then we say, what are our objectives, Shay? Why do we get together, by the way? Why are we getting together every single morning? Well, our number one objective is sales progress. Then it's about addressing the roadblocks, just like they did in the case study this morning. And then it's making sure we understand the 5 sales pillars. There's 5 that every CEO must know and understand. And I like this to be top of mind to you. When you show up, sometimes you're here and something's top of mind to you. That means you're able to elevate, you're able to focus on it. And when you where your focus goes, we know your energy goes. So let's talk about those 5 sales pillars that every CEO must know and understand. Sales pillar number 1 is you must have a CEO sales plan. Sales pillar number 2, you must understand your sales cycle. Sales pillar number 3, you must have a sales message. Sales pillar number 4, and we're going to spend a good amount of time on this, by the way, and that is you must understand your CEO sales dashboard. Can't wait to get into CEO sales dashboard. I think it's the most important part. And then you must have a 7-figure sales team. And the 7-figure sales team is what drives everything. It's what takes it to the whole next level. So it allows you to do the things you have to do. Now, for those folks that are tuning in for the very first time or tune in every single morning, I love to connect with you. It's one of my favorite things to do. So if you're watching out there and you're listening right now, do me a favor. Look right below the video if you can do this. If you're on one of the streaming platforms, just look below the video and put hashtag I'm here. Hashtag I'm here is a bat signal. It's a way for you and I to connect. So you go ahead and put hashtag I'm here right below the video. And for those folks that are on watching the replay, put hashtag replay, put hashtag replay. It's a way for us to connect. You know you're here. And for those folks that tune in and you're listening to the podcast, maybe on Apple TV, you're on Roku, you're on Amazon, maybe you're listening right now and you're on one of our syndicated platforms. Do me a favor. Go ahead and drop me a note over at I am Che Brown. In fact, if we haven't connected already, love to connect, love to stay in this conversation. Just go right there. Just go to at I am Che Brown. I read every comment. I respond to every message. And I really, really, really enjoy us being together in this community of CEOs to try to do some great things, because CEO Sales Huddle was really a place where CEOs gather to understand how to sell more faster. And I get it, but we have a big why. We don't want to leave you just there. Our big why is it's about sales growth. It's about accountability. And it's about consistency. And you may have heard this before, that consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. Well, I'm not going to say it again, but consistency is the key. And having said that, what do most people struggle with? Seriously, when you get a chance to connect with most folks, is it not in the consistency? Maybe it's a consistent effort. Maybe it's consistently following a system. Maybe it's consistently having a strategy. And all we ask for when you show up on here to be consistent every single morning is 15 minutes a day. Now, 15 minutes a day. So this broadcast is no more than 15 minutes. And when you show up for those 15 minutes, we're tuned in. We're dialed into you for those 15 minutes. Now, why do I say 15 minutes a day? Well, there are 1,440 minutes in every day. Never 1,441. Always just 1,441. So 15 minutes represents 1% of the day. So I want you to imagine for a moment, you give 1% of your day, and we have an outcome now. Let's talk about the outcome. At that 1% of the day, our number one outcome is to get to $100,000 plus a month of consistent, predictable, reliable revenue, because we're focused on the one area, which is serving other folks, making a difference in their lives or in their business. And isn't that why you showed up? To have more meaning in the world as a CEO, to have more impact in the world as a CEO. And certainly as a CEO, you want to make $1 and you're looking to make a difference at the same time. And that's why we all get together. But there was a challenge. Folks said, I get it. I like the idea. I mean, $100,000 a month plus. I mean, for some people it didn't get them excited. For others it did. The question became, how do you get there? Like seriously, okay, what's the one path that gets me to $100,000 a month? And so we created something called the CEO Sales Dashboard. Something we were working with privately with our clients. And this was a way to measure and to manage. And you might agree with this, and even if you don't, it's still true. One of the principles of success is what gets measured gets managed. What gets managed gets better. And isn't that so true in any area of life? So we start saying, let's just measure some core areas. And so in business and sales, for the sales department, you as a CEO, you got to have some KPIs. We say, no, let's focus on a dashboard designed for CEOs, by CEOs, to help the sales department get to $100,000 a month. And here's what the dashboard said: 5 indicators. We didn't say 6, we didn't say 7, we didn't say 8, we didn't say 10, we said 5. And go ahead and put these 5 down. They're leads, offers, deals, and repeat business. Now, If you haven't downloaded the CEO Sales Dashboard, you can go right now over to www.ceosalesdashboard.com. Go ahead and download it right now. I'm going to pull it up. We're going to go through it together like right now. Like this is probably the highest and best use of your time. And some of you do it like right now. Like this is when you really, really do it. And there's others of you right now that are watching and you're like, okay, Shay, I have someone that does that for me. I have it in front of me. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. For those folks that are looking at it for the very first time, congratulations. I can't wait, by the way. So here we go. Let's go and do a deep dive into it. Let's pull it up now for them so they can see it. And there we go. The CEO Sales Dashboard. Now, this is an Excel sheet. You go to www.ceosalesdashboard.com. Once you download it, you go all the way across to today's date. Then I want you to come down, and I want you to first put in the numbers for the results for the sales department yesterday in the area of leads. And then you have appointments. We'll talk about that today, perhaps. You have offers. That's pretty important. You have deals, and then you have repeat business. Now, what gets measured gets managed. What gets managed gets better. So we're going to check in right now. We'll look at one area, and let's just go look at for it right now. Let's look at appointments. And we know that appointments are our opportunity to get in front of folks who have a problem to talk about how we can solve that problem. So once we're in front of them, we're talking about the CEO metrics now. Now we're going to look at the details. Now, inside of there's set appointments, run appointments. And so what's the big deal here? Well, there's appointment setting. So you put how many appointments did your team set yesterday? Then there's appointment running. How many appointments did your team run yesterday? Could be one-to-one. It could be through a group. It could be through a video. It could be through a platform. It could be through the Zoom. It could be a lot of ways. But here's what we do know. There's one-to-one. Let's go ahead and just make sure you have that there in front of you there so you have it. There's one-to-one, one-to-many, and collaboration. I want you to focus for a moment. How many appointments did they set just for collaborations yesterday? Then how many appointments did they set earlier this week? Then how many appointments did they set last week? And for those folks that follow and look at the trends over the last 30 days, how many appointments were set just in the area of generating referrals? Here's what we know, and this is so important. With the CEO Sales Dashboard, it allows you to take what you're already doing and then make it better. So we're going to look at the trends, and we're going to go up, up, up. Now, once we look at the trends, we don't step back, and this is not a beat me up session. We're now going to celebrate any wins. Now, for those folks that did the CEO Sales Dashboard, for those that haven't, go to www.ceosalesdashboard.com. Download it now. Download it now. Download it when? Now. Now let's slow down and let's celebrate some wins. We're not going to just beat ourselves up after we looked at our KPIs. We want to say, no, what's working? What's really, really working, and what's an area I need to make sure that it works just a little bit better. So let's now go over and look at the area of celebrate wins. Powerful people ask powerful questions. Why? Because questions steer focus, and in this life, you get exactly what you focus on. So let's go look at now. Here we go there. Celebrate wins. There are 3 questions I'd like to ask. Number 1, what are you most proud of yesterday for the sales department? Number 2, what was your biggest accomplishment yesterday for the sales department? And number 3, what's the one thing you want to brag about as the CEO? If you could pop up here right now and you could just brag, you can say, wow, Shay, I'm just so excited about this. This is what that sales department did yesterday. What would it be and why? And why? Isn't that so cool? Isn't that so important? Now, once you've done that, we say, no, let's look at some hurdles. We know every day is not cupcakes, unicorns, and rainbows. So powerful people ask powerful questions. Why? Because questions steer focus. And in this life, you get exactly what you focus on. So now let's go back and let's go back and look at 3 questions. What was your biggest roadblock yesterday? What is preventing you today from moving forward? And what's the one thing that you can do that if you did it, it would move your life and or business forward? Powerful people ask powerful questions. Why? Because questions steer focus. And in this life, you get exactly what you focus on. So my message of the day is stay the course. My message today is believe in your mission, your goals, and your objectives. But have focus on the sales department. Now, hopefully you do it every morning. You take this 15 minutes with us in the CEO Sales Huddle, but whether you're doing it this morning, maybe whether you're watching this evening, whether you're on the replay right now, whether you're listening to the podcast, or on any of our syndicated platforms, I do want to thank you for allowing us to be a part of your CEO Sales Huddle. Thanks for having us on your phone. Thanks for listening to us. If you're watching it online right now, or if you're on one of the platforms, we appreciate you. and we're looking forward to serving you. With that being said, my name, by the way, is Shay Brown, host of the CEO Sales Huddle. I want you to know that I believe in you. You're a CEO doing some incredible things, and for you, your best is still yet to come. God bless, and keep doing God's work. Peace, everybody.